Hello everyone, I'm not a professional vlogger. My name is Jaida Mikki. I am a physician and a professor in Egypt. At the beginning of the Gaza war, I was astonished to see one of my ex-students, a Palestinian physician, working under war circumstances. I had never imagined that one of my students, my children, will be in the front line in war. This makes me a proud professor. But till now, in the 67th day of the war, we lost more than 300 physicians, nurses, and frontline healthcare workers that were killed by the IDF. Ambulances were targeted, hospitals were targeted and bombarded. Physicians were forced either to die with their patients or to leave their patients behind. The WHO did not save the patients they promised that they will save after taking the physicians forcibly to leave their hospitals. All those healthcare workers are working under unbelievable circumstances. We cannot start to talk about burnout syndrome. They are working without food, without water, without medical supplies, without electricity. They had to do operations without anesthesia, cesarean sections without anesthesia. The last time I heard about a cesarean section without anesthesia was during the Roman Empire. The Geneva Conventions were written for such circumstances to prevent such atrocities as you describe them. You cannot allow this to happen because we are going to kiss the international system and international organizations goodbye. By now, these organizations are not respected and they are attacked by everyone, because if you lose your job and your credibility, you cannot achieve anything. So many innocent lives were killed in this genocide. I cannot start to count women, journalists, children, but I still insist on the frontline healthcare workers because they are not a part of any war. They will treat Israelis and they will treat Palestinians. They will treat hostages and they will treat their own enemies. This is the code of ethics of our job. I'm trying to stay calm and polite as much as I can, but we have so many physicians that were arrested, and Israel paraded so many naked men in very humiliating positions, and some of them were surgeons and physicians in these hospitals. I insist on releasing all the hostages, including the journalists, including the physicians who are not a part of this war. They are doing their jobs. And I'm not accepting the war by any means, but actually these are innocent civilians by definition. And doing their job is not a crime. Again, you should release all the physicians and frontline healthcare workers arrested. Number two, every single organization should fight to prove that this is a crime of war. Seeing Israeli soldiers on the hospital raising a flag after bombarding the hospital and evacuating them, messing with NICUs and with babies in their incubators, this has never happened before, and this cannot pass unpunished. This is a proof. Thank you very much for your contribution, because this proves that this is a war crime. And again, as a physician, I demand that all the healthcare facilities should return as soon as possible to the people of Gaza, because we are going to see pandemics, epidemics of so many diseases. Because currently there are no medications, there are no vaccinations, and this has never again happened before. Please start now, immediately, to end this genocide. I hope that my students are now safe, and I hope they were not among the victims killed and martyrs killed in this war. And I have to greet them very much for giving such a very impressive image for the physicians in the Middle East. You are the substance of myths, of legends, not a cheap Hollywood movie. If you survive to the next year, if anyone deserves any reward, if there is a Nobel Prize in medicine, I think the healthcare workers in Gaza really deserve it. But let's hope that next year there will be a new year and there will be survivors of this war, and this genocide will end now, not tomorrow.